I am Seshadri Subbaraman. I am the CFO of SNR Charitable Trust, and I have been working with this group now for more than 4 years. I am an accountant by training and have worked in international companies and domestic companies in the past. And I joined this group in October of 2020. So SNR is a 5-decade-old trust. We were formed in 1970 by four founding families with the interest of uplifting the population of Coimbatore by providing them medical and educational relief. So the two main verticals of SNR Sons is providing medical relief through a 1,000-bedded super specialty hospital in Coimbatore, and we also run 13 schools and colleges in 4 campuses in the city. We have around 21,000 students that study in our various colleges, and we also have a hostel capacity of around approximately 7,000 odd students. And we have been a reputed brand in Coimbatore, and our growth journey has been slow and consistent to keep true to the vision of the founders of the trust. We run a fairly decentralized operations as far as finance is concerned. The reason being that we are spread over 4 different campuses, and the heads of those campuses have got delegation of powers to manage certain activities, and therefore finance is not located in a single location. So we have finance teams seated in approximately 14 different locations, and each location is treated as a profit center in the SNR consolidated chart of accounts. So we have a tally that is installed, that is deployed for all units of the trust, but it is deployed locally. Therefore, preparation of MIS, compiling data across multiple units of the trust, doing the consolidated financial statements, and all of that poses significant challenges, which makes it difficult and time consuming to prepare, and also large time is spent in compiling the data rather than analyzing the data. So we thought that we looked at multiple options in terms of how we can streamline this process. Tally is fairly familiar to all members of my team. So to replace Tally with a sophisticated ERP, A, will take time, and B, it is also challenging because the learning process and the training that the team needs to undergo is quite significant. Therefore, we thought we will do with a simplistic reporting tool that will enable us consolidate the data and without impacting the members of my local team. So that is what we were primarily looking for inside a reporting tool. So we were looking at 3 things. One was consolidating the data, 2, ease of preparing the monthly MIS, and 3 was to also help us with our interconcern reconciliation, which is also a quite a time consuming and a manual process prior to going live with it. So FINAHQ, the most important advantage that we had with FINAHQ was to get a consistent and a streamlined chart of account. As I said before, we had multiple tally instances running in SNR, and each unit had a different naming convention for the chart of accounts. So we got a simple streamlined chart of accounts that had a good structure and a thought process that FINAHQ had already built. And so we used that logic and married that logic with our reporting requirements to come up with this consolidated chart of accounts. From there, it was fairly simple to map the general ledgers that we use in our tally to the consolidated chart of accounts. So what therefore happened was that in a single click, you could get financial statements of all the units, and when there were new general ledgers that were opened, they had a good tool which provided us with indicative mapping to the chart of accounts that we then look at it and say, does that make sense, or do we need to change the mapping? In 90% of the cases, the AI driven suggestion that the tool was giving matched with the right places. So it minimized my work, and by just using one centralized focal point to manage my MI process, I am able to now publish MIS in time, B, more accurately than before. So that was one big advantage that we had. And then the other main way we work with them is that the entire onboarding process was quite easy and quite seamless. So we had a few introductory calls, and they were very quick in understanding what our requirements were and what were the challenges that we were currently facing. Therefore, they quickly were able to come up with solutions that we could test and go live. So the onboarding process was also quite smooth and quite easy. And they have become a trusted partner for us in our MI streamlining. So we have been using them we have been in a relationship with them for around 7 months. And we went live in April. We started the initial testing in November and we went live in April. And their team, even though it is small, they have been quite adaptive to meet our requirements. So some of the solutions, especially around the GST loading that we need to do, it's a peculiar thing that only a few concerns like SNR Trust have to do. It's not a widely used functionality in other places. We tested multiple options, and we quickly rolled out an option that was working, and B was easy to operate on a monthly basis. So they are able to understand the financial requirements and translate that into a solution that may not be 100% ready, but at least we get a solution that we can try and then sort of improve from there. So rather than waiting for months for a perfect solution, we generally go with a phased approach of testing and then improvising the same. So that was one major advantage that I have. And B, they are consistently on the lookout to keep improving the tool. So some of the features that they have developed subsequent to the initial stages that I was using, like an enriched trial balance upload or the GST adjustments that they did for us, they all make life of accountants and the team quite easy. So they are on a continuous drive to say, how do we improve the product. And in fact, they have been open with me, saying that because I come from a background of Hyperion, which is a very sophisticated reporting tool, they have been quite happy to say that, why don't we see what are the additional features that Hyperion offers based on my experience, and see what can be built onto the tool. So the single click financial statement preparation, ease of mapping, getting reports for multiple periods across multiple financial years or multiple timelines, all of that is just a click of the button, which when they initially pitched, I was skeptical because I have seen such pitches happen. But with FINAHQ, I think that journey was very fulfilling and we were able to make very good progress. So the main problems that we are trying to solve was I need to prepare on a monthly basis approximately P&L accounts for around 20 institutes, which was actually not happening. So we were only preparing financial institutions for the largest financial statements for the largest institutions. So we have been able to now provide management with timely reporting on what is happening in the various units of the trust. The entire manual process that is there in terms of mapping the accounts and publishing the financial results has become quite seamless and has eased a lot of pressure inside the system. Now we plan to take it to the next level in terms of completing the intercompany reconciliation also within the tool, and also use it for our annual audited accounts as well. So we are working with FINAHQ to see how we can integrate the trust-related disclosure requirements, which are different from a company disclosure requirements, to see how best we can, incorporate those guidelines with them. And they are very open and quite flexible, and that was what made the journey so successful and so good. So keep up the good work, team. The friendly nature and the flexibility to adapt to the client needs is your USP. You shouldn't lose track of that as you grow. And I am happy to provide reference to any prospective client who is looking for it. And I wish them all the best in their journey. Thank you.